The accused in the Nelson Mandela funeral fraud scandal will be back in court. The 12 accused, including former Health MEC Sindiswa Gomba and NCOP member Zukiswa Ncitha and ANC Buffalo City Regional Chair Phumlani Mkolo and former Buffalo City Metro Speaker Luleka Simon-Ndzele, are facing charges relating to 10 million rand, which is allegedly embezzled from the Buffalo City Metro coffers during the memorial and funeral of late former President Nelson Mandela. Mkolo has unsuccessfully applied for the judge to recuse herself and for separation of trial. He's now petitioning the SCA after the High Court shot down his application. Other accused have complained about the delays and its effect on their lives and livelihood. Abongile Jantjies is following this story. Abongile, you're already inside court. What can we expect today in this court process that just for one reason or another just keeps getting delayed?
One reason for another, indeed, Desiree, it keeps getting delayed. But today we're expecting the resumption of the trial, and hopefully that first witness we're expecting, dating back at on the 11th of April when the trial was set to begin, will be called in today, Desiree. We're expecting that will happen. But if there's an application made, that might further delay the trial, and you'd recall that it was called for the 11th of April up until June. Tomorrow we're in June, when the case was supposed to be coming to at least a conclusion, and most of the witnesses being called. You'd recall that the charge sheet states that at least over 50 witnesses are expected to testify here, and taking that into consideration, you don't know how long will one witness take at the stand as they have to be interrogated with the evidence that they'll be presenting here in court today. As you can see, some of the accused have made their way to this morning. There is Zukiswa Ncitha. She's accused number 2 in this matter. She's also ready for case today, and we shall expect more when Judge Ikhna Stretch makes her way inside court. You'd recall that she was the one who was asked to recuse herself in this case, which was another delay, where accused number 1, Phumlani Mkolo, said that there was a perceived biasness with her presiding over this case. But today we're expecting the case to unfold, and I'm now joined by NPA National Spokesperson, Advocate Mthunzi Maga. A very good morning to you, sir. You flew all the way from Joburg to be part of this case today. Hopefully not a postponement. From your side, what are you saying?
Importantly is the fact that we are relieved that finally the trial will resume, with the hope that there will be no further delays, because it is not in the interest of any of the parties for the matter to be further delayed, because it's been a long time that the matter has been on the roll, and it's important that we finally resume and proceed with the matter.
The issue of applications being made for judges to recuse themselves, it's something that's becoming a norm, particularly in civil cases. What is the NPA saying with that? Do you think it's a tactic that's being made?
Look, whenever we believe that the application has no merit, we'll oppose it. And obviously it's up to the judge to rule whether there's merit to that application or not. And in this instance, he ruled that there's no merit, and even the Supreme Court of Appeal dismissed the application.
With the time that's being lost here, as I said, that over 50 witnesses are expected to be called. So will you be filing extra time, for more time for the case to be heard? Because now, since we're in court, it has to be concluded, or else it will date back to 2014 where it was withdrawn.
Well, it depends on the availability of all parties, and including the presiding judicial officer. So that's a matter that will be discussed between the parties and agree on when the matter can be postponed in the event that there's not enough time allocated to it.
Okay. Lastly, and going forward with this case, I understand that you'll be calling former Premier Mkolo Kivit. If you have the chance to call the witness, is she around the area now? Will she be making it to the stand if we're able to call your first witness today?
This is a prosecutorial strategy to deal with issues of witnesses and evidence. It's not any matter that we ventilate through the media. We allow the evidence to speak for itself. We allow those witnesses to be called as and when they are available. But our witnesses are available to proceed when the matter proceeds today if there is no interruption whatsoever.
I thank you so much for your time, so we shall engage on this as the matter unfolds.
Thank you.
Well, Desiree, that was NPA spokesperson Mkolo telling us about that they are ready for prosecution, and hopefully that the first witness will be called today, unless another application will be made, and that's out of the hands of the NPA for applications to be made. Desiree, we shall bring you more.
Abongile, thank you so much for that update. And of course, we're watching with bated breath to see if indeed the trial does begin in earnest.